We have both an AITA and cake story for you. This one is my boyfriend's mom the asshole for baking his ex a birthday cake? I, 25 female, have been with my boyfriend, 26 male, for 3 months. He was in a long relationship of about 8 years before me. They had been together since high school. Coincidentally, our birthdays are only a few days apart. We made plans for my birthday this year to go out to dinner with his parents. We met at their house so we could ride into the city together. While we were there waiting to leave, my boyfriend noticed a cake sitting on the counter that said happy birthday on it. Thinking it was for me, he mentioned to his mom how nice it was for her to bake me a cake and that he was excited to taste it when we returned from dinner. But his mom said, "Oh no, that cake is for T," his ex. He asked why she would bake a cake for T's birthday, and she said that she always bakes her a cake for her birthday. My boyfriend looked surprised and confused. I just stood there feeling awkward as his mother continued to chatter about how wonderful of a person T was and how she still doesn't understand why they split up. She must have remembered then that I was there too, because she came up to me, patted my cheek, and said, "Oh, honey, I like you too." And with that, we all filed out of the door, loaded up in the car, and headed to dinner without another word being said about it. The whole rest of the evening was uncomfortable for me because not only was my birthday dinner foreshadowed with how much my boyfriend's mom loves his ex, but also with the fact that she baked her a freaking birthday cake and did not bake one for me despite knowing that it was my birthday since we went to dinner for it. My boyfriend said I shouldn't let it get to me because she was close to his ex and had been a part of her birthday plans for the past 8 years. He said she would eventually get used to it being me instead of T that was around. I realize his mother and I don't know each other very well since my relationship with her son is still new and I have only met her a few times, but I can't help but feel like this was a real asinine thing for her to do, even if she never intended for us to see the cake she had made. She should have hidden it. She could have lied and said it was for me and made another one for T. She could have just baked 2 cakes. But she didn't. She made a birthday cake for his ex and not for me. Does that make her the asshole? How wrong is it for, in any relationship, new, long, established, whatever, for a parent to still communicate and give birthday gifts to an ex? It's not her expecting a cake. It's not her wanting a cake even. It's why would you do that for an ex? And if you are going to do that for an ex, then there should be some kind of balance to it. At least hide it. Don't leave it out there like some kind of middle finger. I think this is more about the relationship between the boyfriend's mom and his ex. Do parents or siblings or any kind of family members and friends, let's put it that way, do everyone connected to, as like a first layer connection, primary connection to a person, do they abandon the connection to their significant other when they split up? Do they have to? Is that the right thing to do? Or if they were pretty close friends, even if it was his mom, is it okay for them to still have a friendly relationship afterwards? I don't know what the right answer is here. I think we can only say here are the potential paths. There's context that matters. And something I've been thinking about a lot lately for whatever reason is context for stories like this. And in some cases, the context doesn't matter. It's the individual situation and it's black or white, or we can at least speculate and get it down to a few paths. In situations like this, context is very important because it is the context of that previous relationship that mom had with the ex that determines how acceptable or how understandable it is that they still have some kind of contact. Regardless, knowing that your son is dating someone new, I feel like mom has a responsibility here to not shove it in her face. Not be like, I have this really great relationship with this ex. I don't know why you guys broke up. Mom's an asshole for those 2 things. Maybe potentially leaving it out and waving that flag right in her face and then saying what she said right in front of her. Those are things she is an asshole for. And I don't think the context matters at that point. So, where would she be? Where would she be? Could have done it differently. Should have done it differently. Definitely shouldn't have done that. You're a terrible human. This is not ask on one malicious behavior, in my opinion. I think leaving the cake out and saying what she said, maybe 2 or 3. It's in that area. But saying what she said and leaving that cake out, maybe on purpose, not trying to think about the new girlfriend and what harm could come to her. She's definitely an asshole for it. It's just what level. Definitely shouldn't have done it. I can get on board with that. Let's go. Let's go to Ask On 2.